What's happening? This is a real life use case of AI. So, I run a chess club, some of you may know, and a part of running chess tournaments is that you need a chess director, a tournament director. They're like the referee. So, there's like a rule book, and sometimes things are a bit of a gray area, and you have to call the guy over or the woman over. You have to call the tournament director over to make a decision on the use case, like a referee. The difficult part is that you got to pay tournament directors, and you have to find somebody there's a wealth of knowledge. And there's an issue with chess right now where a lot of the tournament directors are getting a bit older, and they don't really have the time to do it anymore. And there's not an influx of younger tournament directors because it takes a lot of study. You have to know the rule book. So I figured I would build like a tournament director bot that you could just ask it questions and it would spit an answer out. So I'll go through all of this if you stick around the video, but let's just show it in action. So I added this bot to my Discord server. So I have a Discord server for my chess club, and let's just put in this question. So somebody made this like chess rules refresher quiz. So I just took this question right from this quiz, and let's put it right into my Discord server, and we'll hit enter, and I'll come into this make.com automation, and I'll click run to run it manually, and let's run it again. Looks like it is not picking this up. All right, there we go. So now it sees that there is a chat in my Discord server. It's running a specific OpenAI assistant that I made that has the USCF rulebook installed. It will then see what number of characters it is and then send it as a message back to Discord. So this said, the move is not considered complete, blah, blah, blah. It answers the question. Therefore, the ruling would be 3, the pawn promotion to a rook remains. And that is the correct answer. So hopefully this allows people within my chess club that if we are hosting a tournament and somebody can just have this open on a laptop, and if a ruling comes to them, they can very quickly use this bot to get an answer. So here's kind of like a really specific use case for me on how I'm using AI. You can stop watching if you want, or you can keep watching, and I'll kind of dig a little deeper into what I did. So the first thing I needed to do was create an assistant. So if you're in ChatGPT, it'll look like this, or if you've got crabs in your pockets and you only have 3.4 and you haven't paid for $20 a month for pro version yet, you won't have access to all of these custom GPTs. Or if you click this button, Explore GPTs, you see all of these custom assistants. Ones that I use a lot, one is called Prompt Professor. Another is specifically for Python code. There's this one, which is just for Excel. And instead of starting from a blank slate and saying like you are a Excel expert, and kind of like starting like that, like most people do, this custom GPT has a lot more information in it and starts you off on the right foot. Where I used this Prompt Professor to, Prompt Professor, I said, I had this as like a general starting point. I was like, create a detailed prompt for OpenAI Assistant using this prompt. This is one that I hand wrote, and then it took that and refined it and made these instructions for this assistant. So I copied and pasted this, threw it into this, which is just, as you can see, the copy and paste. And then now I've created, and then I added this little button, retrieval, and I uploaded the USCF rules. So this rule book, I could add more here. We could add other chess books, but this is just the free one that I found online. And when you ask it a question, it uses these instructions and the knowledge that I gave it, the files, and then all the power of GPT-4. So it kind of looks at the instructions, goes, oh, okay, I'm a tournament director bot, uses the rule book, and then uses all of its information about just GPT in general to make an answer. So the first step was to make this assistant tournament director bot. And I had to connect it to my Discord server. The reason it looks like this with like all of this stuff and not here is that Discord messages can only receive messages that are 2,000 words, or I'm sorry, 2,000 characters or less. So I had to create this little router that takes this OpenAI completion, writes this little bit of Python code, which I used this Python custom GPT. I tried typing it, and then I got this error message, and I couldn't figure it out. And it was like, oh, hey, dummy, instead of using a quotation mark and then an apostrophe, you need 3 apostrophes or 3 quotation marks, which is like simple Python syntax, but I just messed it up. Where, I don't know, this is probably really small for you, but I use an apostrophe and then a quotation marks, which is wrong. I should have just used 3 quotations or 3 apostrophe, like really specific code thing. And it told me why it was wrong. So then I fixed it. I put it back in here to get the character count less than or equal to 2,000 characters, send it back as a message. If it's more than that, I created another OpenAI that reduces it to below 2,000 characters. And then that process kind of repeats, and then it usually will complete here or here. It almost never makes it all the way here, but this is just in case, so it'll actually send a message, and it won't just stop and say, that was 2,000 characters, or more than 2,000 characters, we can't send it. So that's what happens. It kind of checks the characters. Is it more than 2,000? Run a summarizer that does it again. And then is it less than 2,000? Send the message. So yeah, I think it did get some of these questions wrong, just the like quick ones that I tested it. It could be because this is using a different rule book. I think the rule book I installed only had like 6 chapters in it, so I could probably install a better file. And then I think a better way to improve this would be to go through this quiz, take out all of the correct answers, create a document with all the correct answers, and then give that to ChatGPT as well. So it's got the complete rule book and these like 50 example questions for its knowledge, and then it'll probably be more accurate. But either way, we have a guy running a tournament on Wednesday night, and he's not a tournament director, and I can't make it. So I wanted to give him a little tool just in case he needed some kind of use case besides Googling frantically if somebody has a dispute. Just wanted to build something in public and kind of show it. But yeah, hope you liked it. If you have any questions, this is my website, and you can put a little inquire here and book a time, or send me an email. All right, thanks. Bye.